Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fenway Park for Game 4 of the 1986 World Series. Boston Red Sox have a 2-1 lead over the New York Mets, and the lineup for the Red Sox: third baseman Wade Boggs, second baseman Marty Barrett, first baseman Bill Buckner, left field Jerry Rice, designated hitter Don Baylor, right field Dwight Evans, catcher Rich Gedman, centre fielder David Henderson, and shortstop Spike Owen. Still not got rid of McCough, as you can tell. On the mound for the Red Sox is Al Nipper. In the bullpen, there's Steve Crawford, Bob Stanley, Joe Sambido, Wes Gardner, Calvin Schiraldi, and Tim Lora. And in the dugout, Mike Greenwell, Ed Romero, Tony Armas, Dave Stapleton, and Mike Sullivan. After a resounding 7-0 defeat in the last game, Davy Johnson is sticking with the same team. Centre fielder Lenny Dykstra, second baseman Wally Backman, first baseman Keith Hernandez, catcher Gary Carter, right fielder Darryl Strawberry, third baseman Ray Knight, designated hitter Danny Heap, left fielder Mookie Wilson, and shortstop Rafael Santana. On the mound for the Mets is Ron Darling, who lost the first game of the World Series. In the bullpen, Roger McDowell, Jesse Orozco, Rick Aguilera, Sid Fernandez, Terry Leach. In the dugout, Ed Hearn, Tim Tuffle, Lee Mazzilli, Howard Johnson, Kevin Elster, and Kevin Mitchell. So Al Nipper has warmed up and is and we're ready for the first pitch to Lenny Dykstra. 3-2 is a 29. 3-2 is a 3. That's 32 on a 3. Is a line out to right field. So lines out to Dwight Evans, and it's one away. Batting second, Wally Backman. 2-1 is a 15. 2-1 is a 39. 2-4 is a 5, which is a 44 on a 2, but they have an change the final result to 22 against the left-hander. He's not a left-handed pitcher, so it's still going to be a 44 on a 2. Ground out, pitcher to first, so he sends it back to the mound, and Al Nipper picks up the ball and tosses it over to Bill Buckner for the second out. And I haven't got my scoreboard up, so let's see if I can quickly get that up. I'll not bother because it's not set up, so. Up comes Keith Hernandez. 3-6 is a 47. 3-4 is a 4. It's a 51 on a 51 on a 3. Right-hand pitcher, line out to right field. Single to the right field. So on base, Keith Hernandez, and that brings up the clean-up hitter, the catcher Gary Carter. 3-4, 19. 3-6-5, a 24 on a 3. Fly out to centre field with less than 2 outs. So he flies out to the left fielder, and that will end the top of the first. Henderson left on base, but no runs. And we go to the bottom of the first. Ron Darling pitches to Wade Boggs. 4-1 is a 17. 4-4 is the shortstop. The shortstop is Santana, so it's a 1, so it's an 18 on a 4. And he grounds out to first, so 6-3. Santana over to Keith Hernandez, and it's 1 away at the bottom of the first. Darling to Marty Barrett. 5-3 is a 5, 5-3 is a 2. 7 on a 5. And he's going to put his first man on base with a walk. So Marty Barrett gets on base. And up comes Bill Buckner. 1-1 is a 20. 1-2 is a 1. A 21 on a 1. Line drive single plus a possible error, so he gets to first base. Barrett will move to second. And it is to the left fielder, and the left fielder's error rating is a 42. And it's just underneath, so it's no error. So just one base advanced. And up comes the cleanup hitter, Jim Rice. 6-4. He's a right-hander, so 59. 6-2 is a 2, so a 61 on a 6. Doubles in the corner, runners advance 2 bases. So it gets a double, and he's going to score. Marty Barrett comes in, and Bill Buckner goes to third, so men on the corner with 1 out. And in comes Don Baylor, the designated hitter. 2-5 is a 16. 2-6 is a 2, is 18 on the 2. And he flies out to centre field with a run on third and less than 2 outs. Score it as a sacrifice. So he's going to sacrifice fly to the left fielder, and Buckner will come in to score. So 2 runs on the board. And Jim Rice will go to third. So bad start already for the Mets. Dwight Evans, the right fielder, up to bat next. 3-3 is a 32. 3-4 is a 2, so it's a 34 on a 3. And he doubles to right field, so even more runs. In comes Jim Rice. And the Red Sox have a 3-run lead here in the first inning. Rich Gedman, the catcher. 2-4 is a 16. 2-4 is a 2. It's an 18 on the 2. And he flies out to centre field. Gratefully taken by Lenny Dykstra to end the inning, but not before 3 runs have come over the plate. And Boston, at the end of 1, lead by 3 runs to 0. So up in the second inning, Daniel Strawberry, Ray Knight, and Danny Heap, they need to get some runs on the board. 2-6 is a 60. But we're going to look at that number 3. It could change because of the ballpark. So 2-3 is a 4, so it's a 64. Let's have a look at the ballpark, see what that's going to do. 25 on a 2. It's gonna stay a 3. So what did we say? We had 64 on a 2. Drive toward the back in the outfield, and it is going to be the center fielder. If the outfielder defense, that's center fielder Dave Henderson, and his defense is a 4, is higher than the raised number beside the 60, which it is. He makes the fine catch for the fly out, so Henderson gets to the ball, and it's 1 out for the Mets, trailing by 3. Ray Knight. 6-4 is a 6. Sorry, 6-3. 6-4 is a 6. 6-3 is a 3. It's a 63 on a 6. And that is the double into the corner. And Ray Knight gets over to second. And we have the designated hitter, Danny Heap, coming up. Man on second, 1 out. 3-1 is a 13. 3-4 is a 4. That's a 17 on a 3. And that's another double to the center field. And so Danny Heap bats in. Ray Knight, and 1 run is clawed back by the Mets. Mookie Wilson. So left fielder Mookie Wilson. 4-4 is an 11. 4-3 is the third baseman. Third baseman is Wade Boggs, who is a 1, so it's a 12 on a 4. And it's a possible error, so we're going to roll the dice again. Error for Wade Boggs. It says here 26, but that can't be right. I better check that. Yeah, it is. Makes a lot of errors. Oh, it's a 21. If the red and white die is higher, batter is out at first. If the roll is not higher, sorry, is higher, batter is out. So that's a 5-1 put out there. Ground out to third baseman. And Rafael Santana comes up to the plate. 6-4, 26. 6-4 is a 4, so it's 30 on a 6. And it's a single to the center fielder, and that will drive in Danny Heap. So a lot of scoring early on in this game as we go back to the top. Although not with Carter there, Lenny Dykstra. 6-6, 8, 6-2, 3, so it's 11 on a 6. And an 11 is a single to the right fielder, so another base hit. Runners advance 1 base. Runners on second may try to score, but I've got a runner on second. So Santana moves over to second base. Men on first and second, and the infield is halfway. For Wally Backman is back because there's 2 outs for Wally Backman. 5-3 is a 5 and a C if he gets on base. So 5 and 1 is a 6 on a 5. And a 6 on a 5 is a walk. So he walks him. So the first walk, and he walks the bases loaded. So we now need to go to the action chart. Column C. So we have a 6 on C is a plus. Stolen base or caught stealing. If the blue die is higher than the catcher's defense rating, you can't steal because the bases are loaded. So there is no stolen base. Keith Hernandez with the bases loaded, 2 outs at the top of the second. 4-4 is a 2. 4-3 is the third baseman, who is Wade Boggs. So it's a 3 on a 4. And a 3 on a 4 is a grounded out. So he grounds out to Boggs, who throws the ball over to Buckner, and that will end the inning, but 2 runs come across. So as we go into the bottom of the second inning, Boston Red Sox 2, New York Mets 3. So coming up to start the bottom, Dave Henderson, Spike Owing, and then back to the top of the lineup with Wade Boggs. So Darling ball pitching to Henderson, 2-1 is a 39. And a 2-6 is a 3. That's a 42 on a 2. And he grounds out to the shortstop. So 6-3. Santana over to Keith Hernandez for the first out in the bottom of the second. Spike Owen. 5-3 is a 5. 5-4 is a 3. So that's a 7 on a 5. And he's going to walk him. So the second walk, I believe, from Ron Darling gets Spike Owen on the base. Wade Boggs. 4-3 is a 2. 4-3 is a third baseman, so that's going to be a 3 on a 4. And he's going to ground out to Boggs. First baseman is Hernandez. Third baseman, is Knight, which is a 5. So 4-3 is a 2 and a 5 is a 7. But it's still a ground out to the third baseman. So 5-3. And Spike Owen advances to second base. Marty Barrett walked in the first innings and scored. 2-1 is a 43. 2-5 is a 1, so it's a 44 on a 2. 44 on a 2 is a ground out. Pitcher to first. So what is the pitcher's defense? Pitcher's defense is a 1. So we have to roll 1 die, and it is a 6. If the die is higher than the raised number, disregard any games missed. Oh, well, there's no errors. There's nobody injured, so it doesn't matter. He's out 1-3, and that will end the second inning. And as we go to the top of the third, Boston lead New York 3-2. Coming up, Carter, Strawberry, and Knight. So Al Nipper to Gary Carter. 6-2 is a 3. 6-2 is an 8, but that could change. 6-5 is a 4, so it's a 4. And let's have a look. He is a right-handed batter on column 6. 51. 51 for a right-handed batter is a 9, so that's a 13 on a 6. And it's a home run over the wall to tie up the game. Gary Carter with a home run, lead-off home run in the third. And so the game is tied at 3. Darryl Strawberry. Fly out to the centre fielder in the second inning to get the inning started. 3-5 is a 3, and that could change. In fact, it will. 3-1 is a 3, so let's see what this changes to. 21 on a 3 is a 4, so it's a 4 and a 3, so that is a 7 on a 3, and that's going to be a single. So all of a sudden, the bats of the Mets coming to life. Ray Knight. 5-2 is a 32. 5-5 is a 3, so it's a 35 on a 5. Strikes him out. First strikeout of the game. And one away with the designated hitter, Danny Heat, coming up. He got a double in the first innings and scored with an RBI too. 6-1 is a 16. 6-1 is a 3. That's a 19 on a 6. Deep fly out to right field. Sacrifice fly. Any runner from third with less than 2 outs. Well, we haven't got anybody on third, so it's just a fly out to deep left field. That will move Strawberry over to the center field, to the second base. And up comes Mookie Wilson, 2 outs. Grounded out to the third baseman in the first inning. 4-3 is a 17. 4-5 is the shortstop, and the shortstop is Spike Owen, which is a 2, so it's a 19 on a 4. And the infield would be back because it's 2 outs. So he grounds out. Six to 3, and Mookie ends the inning. And the score, that's one that did score a run, is tied at 3 as we go to the bottom of the third. Ron Darling, Buckner, Rice, and Baylor coming up. So Ron Darling to Buckner, 3-3 is a 32, and a 1 is a 33 on a 3. So he lines out to Lenny Dykstra at the centre field. And up comes Jim Rice. Double with a score and an RBI in the first innings. 6-6-9. 6-1 gives it 10-10 on a 6. Singles out to the centre fielder, so gets on base. And that brings up Don Baylor, the designated hitter, sacrifice fly in the first inning. 4-4 is a 2. 4-5 goes up to the column 6. So 6-4 is a 7. 6-2 is a 2. So that's a 9 on a 6. Singles out to the center field. And Jim Rice moves up to second base, so the infield will come in. Men on first and second. First base is in, the rest is halfway. For Dwight Evans. Doubled in the first with an RBI. 3-4 is a 57. 3, 4 is a 2, so that's a 59 on a 3. So we're going to get a rare play. We'll roll 1 dice. 6, it's an even. So we're going to use the result of the card. 55 is a foul ball, so he'll get to bat again. Dwight Evans. 6, 6 is an 11. 6, 2 is a 2, so a 13 on a 6. And he puts it over the wall for a 3-run home run. So massive hit from Dwight Evans, brings in Don Baylor and Jim Rice for a 3-run home run. And Ron Darling is being removed from the game, so Darling pitched 2.1 innings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, 6 runs, all earned. Walked 2, didn't strike anybody out, and he had 1 home run against him. So we're looking for a long reliever now. And they're going to bring in the lefty, Sid Fernandez. Sid Fernandez is coming in to pitch. Sid Fernandez is a hold of 3. Gary Carter is a range of 3, so his steal rating will be 36. So Rich Gedman, Sid Fernandez pitches to Gedman. 4, 6 is a 1. And second baseman, so that is a 4 on a 4. And he grounds out to Wally Backman for the second out of the inning. Dave Henderson. 5, 6 is a 1. 5, 4 is a 5, so it's a 6 on a 5, and a 6 on a 5 is going to walk him. And at the side of his 1 is a G, so we're going to go to the action chart again, column G. See what happens on the next pitch. 6 on a G, and he's caught stealing. So Henderson tries to steal, and he gets caught, and that will bring the inning to an end, but not before 3 runs cross the plate for Boston. And Boston now have a lead of 6-3. So Al Nipper coming in at the top of the 4th. Santana, Dykstra, and Backman are all up. 6, 6 is a 59. 6, 1 is a 3, so that's a 62 on a 6. So he's going to double that into the corner. There's a lot of big bats today. Lenny Dykstra, shall we try and bunt him round? So we're going to try and bunt. So this is the bunt chart. Sacrifice bunt, add the red and white dice together and find the result. He is a bunt of 2. So 8 on a 2. The infield would be in. So it's a sacrifice bunt. And that was a sacrifice to the first baseman up the first base line. But he gets Santana over to third base. The infield is in. So Batman 5-1 is a 5. 5-4 is a 3, so that's an 8 on a 5. And he's going to walk him. So the second walk given up by Al Nipper puts men on the corners. Keith Henderson. 4-2 is a 5. 4-6 is the second baseman, who is Marty Barrett, and he's a 2. So that's a 7 on a 4. And he grounds out to the second baseman, so 4. Three, and all runners advance, so he will bring in Rafael Santana. So that leaves Wally Batman on second. And a run in for the Mets to bring that score down to 6-4. So Gary Carter, home run in his last at bat, 1 for 1. 3-1 is a 4. 3-4 is another 4, so that's 8 on a 3. And it's going to be a single. We have 2 outs. Runners advance 1 base. Check the third base coach for any extra base attempts. So Wally Batman gets to third at this moment in time. Let's get the third base coach. To use the coach, refer to the column matching the lead runner's speed. So the lead runner is Batman, and his speed is a 4. Minus the arm of the outfielder. And this went to the left fielder. So it's 4. The left fielder is Jim Rice, and he's a 4, so it's column 0. So let's see what happens. 7 on a 0. XB plus. Lead runner is safe. Advance extra base on a close play. Trailing runner may move up on the play. So he's going to score. Off the Carter roll 1 die. Any runner with speed equal to or higher than the die roll moves up. So Carter's speed is a 3, and it's not. So he's going to stay where he is at first. But another run comes in, bringing it to 6-5. Darryl Strawberry. 3-1 is a 31. 3-3 is a 4, so it's a 35 on a 3. And he's going to double to center field. And again, we're going to check the third base coach. So this time we have Gary Carter, whose speed is a 2, against the center fielder, who is a 4, so it's a -2 column. 6. On a -2. And he's going to be caught out. He's going to be thrown out at the plate. And so the inning will come to an end. but not before one run is scored. And so as we go to the bottom of the fourth, Owen, Boggs and Barrett. So Fernandez to Owen, 6-2, 41, 6-5 is a 3, so that's a 44 on the 6. And a 44 on the 6 is a solid hit to left field. Runners advance, there is no base runners, so he'll get first base. But it says chance for extra bases. Roll a drunk die against the outfielder's defense rating. So the defense rating of the outfielder, the left field, is Mookie Wilson, is a 5, and it's a 4. If the die is higher, it's a double. So he gets a double, not a single. So Spike Owen goes to second. Wade Boggs. One 6 45 1 1 1, so it's a 46 on a 1, and he strikes him out unless there's somebody on base, I believe. And second and third will be playing halfway, so it's a ground ball back to the pitcher, who throws to second. So he's going to double him off. He's going to 1 3 1 4, sorry, and so Fernandez goes to Batman, who relays to Fernandez for 2 outs. Marty Barrett. 1-1 is a 20. 1-4 is a 1, so 21 on a 1. Line drive single plus a possible error. And it is to the center fielder. Oh, it's plus an error. Ball drops in and may be mishandled. Roll against error rating of the fielder. So the left fielder, his error rating is 42. It's lower, so there is no error, and it's just a single. And up comes Bill Buckner. 56 is a 6. 54 is a 5, so that's 11 on a 5. Hit by pitch, so he's hit the bat there, and so men on first and second, 1 out, 2 out, sorry. Jim Rice comes to the plate. 5-5 is a 15. 5-1 is a 5, so that's a 20 on a 5. Infield single, runs advance 1 base on a hit, on the hit. Check column N. So, yep, he gets a single. And everybody advances a base. And then we're going to the action chart, column M, to see what happens on the next pitch. 7. WP. If the blue die is higher than the pitcher's wild pitch rating is 2. So he wild pitches and the runners come in. So wild pitch. By Sid Fernandez brings in Marty Barrett for another run. So Jim Rice still at the plate. Men on second and third. 3-2 is an 11. 3-3 is a 1. That's 12. 12 on a 3. I don't think that's good. Line out. So he lines out to first baseman to end the inning. But yet another run comes in. And the Red Sox lead 7-4. Go to the top of the fifth, and Al Nipper going to face Ray Knight, Danny Heap, and Mookie Wilson. 5-3 is a 6. 5-6 is a 4. That's 10 on a 5. And a 10 on a 5 is a walk. So Al Nipper with this gives away his third walk. Brings up Danny Heap. 1-1, 25, 1-4 is 29. 29 on a 1. Single off the pitcher's glove plus an error possible. So first gets to the base. Pitcher recovers, throws wildly roll against pitcher's error rating, and his error rating is a 53, so it doesn't. And it's 35, so it's not going to be an error. So men on first and second. So the first baseman's in, but the rest are halfway. Mookie Wilson. 3-6, 62. 3-4 is a 4, is a 66 on a 3. And a 66 on a 3 is a line drive single to center field. Runners advance 2 bases. So Mookie will bring in Ray Knight. And Danny Heap will go to third as Rafael Santana comes in. 2 for 2 so far, so this bodes well. 1-3 is a 4. 1-3 is another 4, so it's 8 on a 1. And that is going to be popped out to the third baseman. If the bat has a carrot, which he has, with the runner on third, which we have, and there's less than 2 outs, which there is, then it's a sacrifice fly out to the left fielder, and that will bring in Danny Heap. So it's now 7-6. Lenny Dykstra, 1 out, man on second. 1-6 is a 45. 1-3 is a 4. That's a 49. And a 49, he is a right-handed pitcher. It's a single. And they're going to get 2 bases, so another one is going to score. So Mookie Wilson scores off Lenny Dykstra, and the game is tied. 4 runs in this inning. And Al Nipper is going to come off. He's going to be brought off. So he has pitched 4.1 innings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs. All 7 earned, and that could be 8 by the end of this inning. He has walked 3. He struck out one and he's given up one home run. So coming in is going to be Calvin Schiraldi. And he is a 2 against a 5. So 2-5 will be a 36 for any steals. So Wally Backman then, Calvin Schiraldi is warmed up. Pitches to Wally Backman, 4-2 is a 17. 4-3 is the third baseman, who is Wade Boggs, so it's an 18 on a 4. And we have a man on first, so the field is back. So what did we say? 4-2 is a 17, so it's 18 on a 4. So he grounds out to first, so 5-3, and that's the second out of the inning. Keith Hernandez coming up. 1 for 3. 5-5 is a 20. 5-4 is a 2. That's a 22 on a 5. And he's going to walk him. So the first walk for Schiraldi takes Dykstra to second, and we're going to use the action chart M. 7. Could this be a wild pitch? If the blue die is higher than the wild pitch rating, Schiraldi's wild pitch is a 3, and it isn't, so there's no wild pitch. And so Gary Carter will come up. Calvin Schiraldi, 4-2 is a 1. 4-4 is a 2, so it's a 3 on a 4. So he's going to... Sorry, 4-1. 4-2 is a 1. 4-4 is the shortstop, who is a 2. So it's a 3. So it's going to round it out 6-3. Owen across to Buckner to end the inning. And 3 runs come in. So the game is tied at 7. Can you believe it? Sid Fernandez coming up to start the bottom of the 5th, all tied. And while we're here, we can put 7 in as the earned runs. So Sid Fernandez against Don Baylor. Which reminds me, Fernandez has got an error. So just mark that down so I don't forget. So Baylor, Gidman, and Henderson. 1-3 is a 2. 1-1 is a 1, so that's a 3, and it strikes him out. First strikeout. For Sid Fernandez. And up comes Dwight Evans. 1 for 2 with a walk. 1-6 is a 45. 1-4 is a 35. 1-6 is a 1, so it's a 36 on a 1. So grounds out to third baseman. The infield is back. So 5-3. And that brings up Danny Heap. 1-6, 45. 1-1 is 46. Strikes him out unless there's somebody on the base, and there aren't. So it's the second strike out for Fernandez. And no runs scored, 3 up, 3 down, which is the first time it's happened in this game. As we go to the bottom. And I think I put them in the wrong place, haven't I? So it's K1, 5-3, and K2. And these need to be... So hopefully they'll get out in... Dowell Strawberry, 2-1, 38, 1-1. So it's 39 on a 2. And he's going to ground out first to third, so pitcher to third, so 1-3, and out goes Dowell Strawberry. Ray Knight. 3-3 is a 32. 3-5 is a 1, so 33 on a 3. And he lines out to centre field. Two away. And Danny Heap. 3-3 is a 5. 3-6 is a 1, so that's a 6 on a 3. And it's a short fly out to centre field. And Dave Henderson is there to make the catch. So just like that, 3 up, 3 down for both teams as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Sid Fernandez, 1, 2, 3. So he's pitched to 9. He's pitched to 10 batters so far. So he's got another 4 he can pitch to before he's fatigued. So he's going to be pitching to Owen, Boggs, and Barrett. 2-3 is a 2. 2-2 is a 1, so it's a 3 on a 3. Strikes him out. So the third strikeout there for Sid Fernandez. Wade Boggs. 3-3 is a 5. 3-6 is a 2, so that's a 7 on a 3. And that's going to be a single to left field. So Boggs gets on base. Marty Barrett. Five 3 is a 5. 5-4 is a 5, so it's a 10 on a 5. And he's going to walk him. So that will be his second walk. And Fernandez is going to be coming off. So he pitched 2.2 innings. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, 1 run, none earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, no home runs. And so coming in will be Roger McDowell. I put them in the wrong place, as you would expect me to. 2.2, 410, 230. So Roger McDowell takes over 1 out, and he's going to be pitching to Bill Buckner. Men on first and second, so the infield's in. 1-6 is going to be a 45. 1-2 is a 3, so that's a 48 on a 1. So men on first and second, the halfway. So it's second base halfway, so it's a double play. 6-4-3. And that gets them out of a jam. No runs. And at the end of 6, the score is still tied at 7. Can you believe it? So Calvin Schiraldi will be coming off. He's pitched to his allocated 6. So we can now put his stats in. So he pitched 1.2 innings. No hits, no runs, no earned runs. 1 walk. No strikeouts, no home runs for Schiraldi, and in comes Steve Crawford. And Steve Crawford is a hold of 4, so a 4-5, that'll be good for anybody attempting a 53. So Mookie Wilson, Rafael Santana, and Lenny Dykstra. So 5-4 is a 1. 5-5 is a 1, so a 2 and a 5, and that is going to be grounded out to first base. So an unassisted first base. Mookie Wilson hits the ball straight to Bill Buckner. Rafael Santana. 1-4, 35. 1-4, 38. 38 on a 1. Grounds the ball to the second baseman. And Marty Barrett throws it over to Bill Buckner. 2 away. Lenny Dykstra. 1-1-10. 1-4 is 3, so that's a 13 on a 1. Singles up the middle. So Dykstra gets on base. And Wally Backman comes in. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. 4-5 is a 3. 4-1 is the first baseman, who is Buckner, so that's a 5 on a 4. And a 5 on a 4 is a ground out. So unassisted first baseman, end of inning. And after 7, as we go into the 7th inning stretch, the game is all tied at 7. Ballpark, crowd crackerjack, yada yada yada, home team, it's a shame. 3 strikes you're out ball game. So there you go. That's the condensed version of the song. And Roger McDowell, he can pitch to 5 batters, and he's pitched to 1 so far. So Jim Rice, Don Baylor, and Dwight Evans coming up. 4-6 is a 2. 4-6 is a second baseman, who is Backman, is 3, so it's a 5 on a 4, which is a ground out to the second baseman. And Backman throws over to Hernandez and grounds out 4-3, first out of the bottom of the 7th. Don Baylor. 3-3, 32, 3-2, 34, 34 and a 3 is going to be a double to right field, so he gets a double. And up comes Dwight Evans, 1 out, man on second. 5-3 is a 39, 5-1 is a 1, so it's a 40 on a 5, and a 40 on a 5 is a hit by pitch. So we've got men on first and second. Roger McDowell and Rich Gedman is up. 1 out. And with men on first and second, it's halfway. So 6-5 is a 36. 6-6 is a 3, so it's a 39 on the 6. Strikes him out. Great strikeout. But that is his 5th. We're going to leave him in, so I'll use this line here all the time for the fatigued pitcher. So Dave Henderson, 5-1 is a 4. And another 4 is an 8 on a 5. And that's the risk you take. He's walked him. And I think at that point, you load the bases, and Roger McDowell is going to be brought off. So he's pitched 1 inning. And he's got an error, by the way. One hit. No runs. Could get one earned, though. Walked 1. Struck 1 out, and no home runs. Rick Aguilera. He's a 4 and a 4 and a 3 is a 43. So slightly better than the other. So Rick Aguilera to Spike Owen. Bases are loaded. 2 outs. 1-4 is a 35. 1-6 is a 2, so that's a 37 on a 1. And he grounds out to second base, and that will end the inning. And no runs. And Boston leave the bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th. So Steve Crawford, he can pitch to 4, and he's already pitched to 4. So 1 inning. So Crawford will be coming off. 1 inning. 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts, no home runs. So Steve Crawford is done for the day. And they're going to bring in Wes Gardner. Wes Gardner is a 3. Keith Hernandez, Gary Carter, and Darryl Strawberry. 1-1, 40, 1-1, 41 on a 1. Possible clutch hit. With the bases empty, if it is a base on ball, so he's going to walk him. And up comes Gary Carter. 6-1. He is a righty, so it's a 16. 6-3 is a 1, so it's a 17. 17 on a 6 is a deep fly out, but there is a raised number. So it's a deep fly out, but there is a raised number, and that raised number is a 5. So it's below, so it is out. So Gary Carter flies out to right field, not centre field. And up comes Darryl Strawberry. 5-2 is a 32. 5-1 is a 1. 33 on a 5. Strikes him out. Ray Knight. 4-2 is a 2. 4-6 is the second baseman. So that's a 4 on a 4. Grounded out to the second baseman, so 5-3 to 4-3 to end the game, end the innings. And we go into the bottom of the 8th, all tied at 7. So Rick Aguilera can pitch to 12 batters. So that could be an advantage for them. Wade Boggs, Marty Barrett, top of the lineup, and Bill Buckner. 3-1 is a 4. 3-2 is a 3, so that's a 7 on a 3. And he's going to single to left field. So Boggs gets on base. And Marty Barrett, they're going to bunt. They're going to try sacrifice bunt. Marty Barrett is a 1. So a 3. A 3 on a 1, and the infield would be in. FCE. Fielder's choice. Well, there's nobody. Oh, well, there is, yes. Fielder fields ball, and the fielder, by the way, is the pitcher, but quickly bobbles it. Roll against the fielder's error rating. And his error rating is 66, so he's not going to bobble it. He fired the batter safe, so he's not safe. One base. If not higher, he retires lead runner. So it's fielder's choice. 1-4. And Marty Barrett reaches on a fielder's choice as Aguilera throws Boggs out at second base. Bill Buckner. 4-2. 16. 4-4 is the shortstop. And the shortstop is a 1, so that's 17 on a 4. With the fielders out. Man on first, fielders halfway. 17. Ground out to first. Runners advance one's base. So 6-3. And Barrett moves to second. 2 outs. Jim Rice. 1-6. 45. 1-3 is a 2, so that's a 47 on a 1. I've got a man on second. So they're back because there's 2 outs. So strikes him out. And at the end of 8, we're all tied at 7-7. As we go. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to have to remove Wes Gardner. And in his place, they're bringing in Bob Stanley. So Wes Gardner is finished. Pitched 1 inning. No hits, no runs. One walk, one strikeout. And coming in, and the colour we're going to use is going to be pink. Pink to make the boys ring. Bob Stanley. He's a 4. So it's a 53. And coming up is Danny Heap, Mookie Wilson, and Rafael Santana. Two is an 11. 2-4 is a 3. That's a 14 on a 2. He's going to single to the centre fielder. So Danny Heap gets on base. And that brings up Mookie. 1 for 4 with a run. 6-1 is a 31. 6-3 is a 1, so a 32 on a 6. Pops out to third base. The pitcher doesn't have a K, so it's going to be a pop out to first base to third base. And Danny Heap will hold. Rafael Santana. 3-3 is a 5, but that will change. 3-3 is a 4, so what's this going to change to? It's a right-handed batter, 55. In column 3, he's going to change to a 5, so it's a 5 and a 4, so it's a 9 on a 3. Singles to right field. Runners advanced 2 bases. Check third baseman for an extra base attempt. So he's going to go to there. So let's have a look. An extra base attempt off the third base coach. The speed of Heap is 3. And it went to right field, who is Evans, and he's a 4, so a 3 and a 4 is a -1. Oops, roll that again because the white dash didn't go through the tower. So a 4 and a -1 is XB. And XB, lead run is safe, easily advancing extra base. Other runners hold, so he's going to run and score. He's going to come in for the extra base and score. And Santana will knock in the leading run. So Bob Stanley is now tired, but we're going to let him pitch. No, they're going to bring him out. So Bob Stanley comes out. He's only pitched to 0.1. 2 hits, 1 run. Could still earn something extra. No walks, none. And so we now have Joe Sambido who's got to come in and pitch. He's a 4. So he's a 53 as well. Up comes Lenny Dykstra. 1 out. 2-5 is a 5. 2-6 is a 5. A 10 on a 2. He's going to foul out to the catcher. Wally Backman. 1-3 is a 4. Joe Sambido is going to be pitching to a righty here because he's a switch hitter. 1-3 is a 4, so it's an 8 on a 1. So it's going to pop out to the third baseman. And that will end the top of the 9th. And we're going to take Jesse Orozco out. So he pitched 1.1 innings, 1 hit, no runs. No walks, 1 strikeout. And coming in is Jesse Orozco. Hold of 2. And he's going to face Don Baylor, Dwight Evans, and Rich Gedman. They need to get a run. So Jesse Orozco to Don Baylor. 1-1 is a 1. 1-3 is a 1, strikes him out. So straight away, Jesse Orozco. Dwight Evans. He is 2 for 3 with a home run, 3 RBIs, 4 RBIs, and a hit by pitch. So 2-2 is an 11. 2-5 is a 1, so that's a 12 on a 2. And he singles to left field. Brings up Rich Gedman. And they're going to take Gedman out and bring in Mike Greenwell. So Orozco pitched to Greenwell. 3-6 is a 47. 3-4 is a 1, so it's a 48 on a 3 against a left-handed pitcher. Leaping catch by second baseman with a runner on second and less than 2 outs. Possible double play. We don't have a runner on second. So a leaping catch by the second baseman. So lines out to Wally Backman, who takes the difficult catch, and that brings up Dave Henderson. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and 2 walks. Last hope for Boston. 5-5 is a 40. 5-5 is a 4. 44 on a 5. And he's going to walk him. Which now means that he is fatigued. But we're going to leave him in, so I'll be using the line B, Spike Owen. They need to get a run. 5-5 is a 6. 5-6 is a 5. That's an 11 on a 5. And that is going to be hit by pitch. The second hit by pitch in the game, and it's going to load the bases. Third error by the Mets. And that brings up Wade Boggs. Leader in the batting average for the season. 5-3 is a 5. 5-3 is a 5. That's a 10 on a 5. And he's going to walk one in. So the game is tied. Marty Barrett. So let me just check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3. No, that's why, because the fourth inning should have been 2. I thought it were tied. Marty Barrett, so he's going to keep Orozco in. 2-4 is a 50. 2-6 doesn't matter because it's going to be a 3. So it's a 53 on a 2. And he grounds out to the pitcher 1-3, and that will end the inning, but not before the game is tied up. Oh. So Joe Sambido, he has pitched already to the number that he can pitch to. But they're going to keep him in just to see what happens. Keith Hernandez. We've only got one more pitcher each. 5-6 is a 4. 5-5 is a 3. So that's a 7 on a 5. And he's going to walk him. So desperate times for the pitchers now. Gary Carter. 1-6 is a 4. Sorry, 1-6 is a 45, and a 4 is a 49 on a 1. Strikes him out. But they are halfway. So second base halfway. This is a ground ball back to the pitcher, who throws out. So it is a double play. Roll on the pitcher's defense. If it's higher, then it's a double play. So Sambido is a 2, and it isn't higher. Batter is safe, and it's a fielder's choice. And 1 out. Darryl Strawberry. 4-1 is a 4. F, whatever F means. I don't know what F means in the pictures box, but I'm going to have to find out. F. I'm going to count it as a base hit because I can't see why you'd have F in there. I'll have to find out, but I'm going to count it as a base hit for this game. Ray Knight, men on first and second. 3-6. 42. And a 5 is a 47 on a 3. He is a left-handed batter, single to left. Runners advance 2 bases, and they're going to score. So coming in is Gary Carter. So out comes Danny Heap. 6-3. 31. 34 on a 6. Short fly out to the centre fielders. So the centre fielder comes in and takes the catch, and that's the second out of the inning. Mookie Wilson. Roll that again because the white dash didn't go through. Roll them again because they got stuck. 4-4. 17. It's the F again, so I'm going to give it as a base hit because that's what I said I'd do. So that's going to bring another run in. And Rafael Santana. Oh man, it's going to bring another. It's going to be another base hit. I think I'm going to have to take Sambido out and bring their final pitcher, Tim Laura, in. But this could be too little, too late. So Sambido. Pitched one inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. 2 runs. 1 walk. No strikeouts. No home runs. So top of the order, Lenny Dykstra. 2-1 is a 46. He's against a lefty, so it's a 2, so it's a 48 on a 2. And he's going to ground out to the first base unassisted to end the inning, but 2 runs have come across the plate. And so Jesse Orozco he is fatigued, remember, so he's going to pitch to Bill Buckner. They've got a 2-run advantage at the moment, so 3-2 is an 11. So it's a 14 on a 3. And he's going to line out to third base, so 5-3. Jim Rice. 4-2 is a 19. So it's an F. I'm going to give him the base. Don Baylor. 3-4. 57. 60 on a 3 is a rare play, and that's an even. So it's a play result. 4 at 31. It's a foul out, so he's going to come back. 1-5 is a 4. 7 on a 1. He's going to pop out to the second baseman. So 1 out away. Dwight Evans. It's going to be a base hit. So I'm playing on the F rule. I'm going to have to learn what that is, but I'm not going to be doing it today. And so Jesse Orozco is going to come out, and they're going to bring in Terry Leach. So Jesse Orozco. .2 innings. 3 hits. 1 run. Don't know about the earned runs at the moment. Walked 2. Struck out 1. No home runs. So Mike Greenwell comes in. 2-4 is a 2. 2-6 is a 4. That's a 6 on a 2. And that is going to be a strikeout. And that will end the game. And after 10 innings, New York Mets 11. That can't be right either. And so I hope you enjoyed the game. The game series is tied at 2. And so we'll be back for game 5 at Fenway Park. And we'll end up going back to Shea Stadium. Until next time, thank you and good night.